of those strange dreams that we sometimes have where you encounter a sequence of unfamiliar, strange characters and you kind of have to enter their reality because that's the way dreams are? Tonight there are 3 routes laid out along the Eerste Rivier here. The color of the tag on your cushion, red, blue or green, is your passport to one of those routes. Every Thursday, Friday and Saturday we've had a different selection of 9 what we call fire guardians who host the events. And you're going to meet 3 of them tonight. You have no idea which 3 you're going to meet tonight.
My name is Tony Giselle Stewart and I work as a poet and performer. And my session at the Constellations performance is really a chance to invite people to connect with the earth through poetry, but through their own memories of being in nature as children, as adults, and also through listening for the sounds that will kind of be with us this evening in the dark.
For this Constellation series, what I've focused on is exploring what music and song can look like from the point of view of the very first people to come up with music and song. So it's a group collaboration with the audience, and we come from very primal noises through a journey of establishing melodies and choruses and finally adapting it to make an actual song with words in it.
The themes I'm working with are usually around belonging and longing and home, but also we've spoken about what this time has meant for them and what they've appreciated or what they've longed for, and then I find a story that kind of brings those themes together.
Tell a little story. It's not really a story, an experience around the fire, and my inspiration came from the sacred fire. I also do sweat lodges, and in lodge we regard the fire as the origin of everything. So my story is woven a little bit around that we really are made of the same elements as everything else.
The intentions of the event really were to create an alternative income stream for so many people in the cultural industry whose livelihoods have been devastated or heavily impacted by the pandemic, and also to satisfy in so many of us the hunger to share in live performance, to meet new people and to be out in the beautiful nature at night.
My name is Wessel Pretorius and I am doing a short presentational piece for Constellations. It's 3 times every night for about 8 people at a time. They surround us sitting on logs very, very intimately around a campfire.
Welcome everyone. My name is Deirdre and I work as a cultural heritage specialist in different parts of the world, largely in the south, so in the Caribbean, on the continent of Africa, and then places like South Korea and so on. And I have an insatiable thirst for knowing. They have found evidence that there were people that lived here and moved in this area for centuries. But then we also realized, because some of us, we took periods, so we decided to go and scratch a little bit in the archives, the ecological archive, not only, the human stories. And we found that this particular landscape along the Eerste River used to be very rich.
Yes, don't stop. And then you're going to play something totally different. Yes, this one and replay.
One privilege I've had hosting a fireside here is listening to people describe people they've loved and lost and seeing how beautiful their faces look. It's extraordinary. Extraordinary. But I'd like to ask you what you consider a good death and how you might increase your likelihood of having one.
And your last question really touched me.
in terms of how do I want to be living when I die. And I'm not living that life right now. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Simplify the gap tracks wat zijn like nice and move. Yo, ik tropicaal, zwaar kilosonaal, not op pisaal, nice and move. Macroplan, Azteca, dit is dan de laatste kaas, nice and move. Stop!
The night my father died, I was drinking wine and watching something inconsequential on YouTube. My father had retired early for the night, and my mom and brother were watching something on the television in the lounge. I heard a crash and immediately knew danger was afoot. I switched on my parents' bedroom light and found my father sitting on the floor, his teeth in a glass next to the bed.
American writer and poet Audre Lorde said, self-care is not self-indulgence, it's self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. And I love it because it's a very, very strong reminder about how important self-care is. A reminder to be vigilant about it. And we know this.
Remember to relax your heart. Remember, that's the way to start. Be brave, open wide that door, let the light shine in. It's how magic begins. Remember, take it easy, take it slow. Breathe, then let it go. You know.
Once upon a time, long, long ago, on the steeps of a distant mountain, 100 miles from anywhere, in this little ramshackle hut, there lived a Zen master by the name of Mokurai. And Mokurai was known throughout Japan for his wisdom, and his big fat tummy, and his wit. But Mokurai was not known for his patience.
And what I've come to feel like is that in my life, when I look at my life, I can see how, because I come from a lineage of such strong women, that in life I just go and do everything, and I don't make space for receiving things, for sitting back and you know, being supported, because I don't know what that looks like and what that feels like.
She will sing to me a wordless song, rich with rhythm and sound, strong with silence. And through this song, I will be. I will sing back to her my wordless song. With my whole being, I will sing each breath, each sound, ripping away the shroud that cradles my heart, rebirthing the woman that I am.
This is beautiful being outside and having intimacy of those fireplaces and just feeling like
just there to listen and experience and take it all in.
So this experience has really brought people together. We didn't really know each other before we started this. We have gone on an adventure through the night. We have seen the night, the dusk become night. We have learned about each other. We have been in a space where we have become grounded. We have felt peace. It has been the most amazing experience. And at the end of 2020, to feel this way, it was phenomenal. I'm very, very grateful for it.
It's been such a nourishing experience. There's something about sharing your work in a small, intimate group. There's something about the magic of fire and darkness that softens people and opens them up and just makes them share of themselves. And also being next to water, you know, being amongst the trees. And the poems that I'm sharing are so much about this land and the histories of this land and stories that we haven't shared and that have been forgotten. And so it really felt like the biggest gift to end the year in this way.
It's been awesome, man. It's been really, really awesome. There's a lot of logistics, and the team and the crew kind of pull it off and pull it together, and it just kind of flows, and the whole experience is beautiful and easy, and you get to change audiences 3 times in a night, and it's not too overwhelming, and it's like a huge intimacy about campfires, and you're just hanging out in nature, and it's just a vibe. So cool. Yeah.
My own interactions with the audience has been nice, connecting with people in an uninterrupted way, and in a way that really focuses people to engage with the moment, with free of distraction. That's been really wonderful for me. It's that collective power and focus and attention to one experience, and not worrying about capturing it, and not worrying about showing other people that you enjoyed it, just enjoying the moment. Yeah, really powerful for me.
It's such an intimate space, and the people that come, each group is like very different, and some more quiet, some more verbal, in the sense that afterwards they share like how they experienced it, and those that have, they were just really quite grateful to be reminded of the nature around us, or that bigger part that kind of we're part of, and to be reminded of that.
Lots of write-ups on Facebook, and you know, the experience of being able to go to 3 different fires and experience 3 different, completely different things really fills the heart and makes you feel full.
Yeah.
The most amazing thing, I think, for me was that they didn't prescribe to us, he wants this or that or that. It was just like, give of yourself and do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the magic.
The one night someone came and she was very quiet, and then towards the end she spoke about just how much she had lost, and somebody else spoke about how much they had lost, and we were able to talk about grief. And I was going to tell a poem in the end, and I decided just to sing, and so I sang something without words, and we just sat in this space quietly and honored that loss, and that, yeah, so it's been very healing, organic, surprising. I surprised myself.